Should I move? Let me move seats. So.
No,
Yeah.
fine. That's okay.
Don't have to look.
Or you can sit here.
Get out of my view, gross.
I'm gonna spare some.
I mean, I just want to make sure that's okay with everyone to videotape it. But we don't. We only hear voice. We don't. Really
It's mostly just him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there were like 3 of these slips that had.
I remember there was one about internet.
Oh yeah, well, what's the internet like in the U.S.? It's great. I don't know. It depends on where you live.
It depends on where you are. I think like if you, internet is not, like they're not, the internet that you will have like in your room where you're staying will be very good quality, but like there won't be as many like places with free Wi-Fi as in
Yeah, and a lot less, if you have a cell phone internet plan, like 4G, there's many places with no connection, no internet. It's not like Taiwan where you could be in the mountain and still have
And
internet.
it's more expensive.
Yeah.
Internet, like phone service is more expensive, I think,
it is.
than Taiwan.
But like most places now, even very rural places, you'll be able to have like calling and texting, so don't worry about that. You won't be like totally isolated.
Yeah,
Usually.
but like Grand Canyon
Yeah.
might be a little.
I mean,
I really
in
don't
California.
There has to be. It's Grand Canyon. It's a tour site.
I've heard that there are only Verizon that can reach the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
it's very selective by company. So if you have one company, you know, and they have coverage in one area, you might not have coverage. in another area.
Verizon, I would say, has most coverage,
It
but it's
does.
also
Fact.
more expensive by a lot.
Also, one thing I've noticed that a lot of Taiwanese people say Wi-Fi for all internet, but just be careful. Like in the U.S., Wi-Fi means like the
无线网
building internet. It's not like your phone. If you're walking around, it's not Wi-Fi. That's like we'd say data.
For 4G.
Like what you buy from Zhonghua, like that's data. That's data, not Wi-Fi. Just so you know, because it might be confusing. Yeah.
In general, if this is not always true, but in general, if you need free Wi-Fi for your phone or computer, go to Starbucks. Usually they have pretty good Wi-Fi.
A coffee shop.
A coffee
a
shop.
cafe.
A cafe.
But Starbucks cannot deny you for not buying anything now because
Really?
they changed their policy.
Oh, so there you go.
So in Starbucks right now, if you go to any Starbucks and you want to sit there, you can. They just passed the company rule that you could do that.
And Starbucks are like 7-Eleven. They're everywhere in America.
Yeah.
In
Not where I'm
No.
from, but it's okay.
in
Oh,
big
no.
cities.
Oh, big
In
cities. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I never saw a Starbucks until I went to college.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
But yeah, just coffee shops in general.
Yeah.
Most of them will have Wi-Fi if you need it.
Yeah.
But usually they'll want you to buy something.
That's the same.
So go to Starbucks because it's free and you
Yeah.
don't have to buy anything.
But I wouldn't worry about
Yeah.
not having internet. Like everywhere you'll at least have internet where you're living. And you'll probably have good coverage on your phone. It just might be a little slower.
But I would recommend getting phone data. I'm not sure if your jobs will provide that for you or if you will need to buy it. But I would recommend getting an American SIM card with data.
Yeah. Get something prepaid.
Yeah,
Can you get on the Verizon network with a non-Verizon phone?
not sure.
Yeah. Most
They're
so
sticklers.
iPhones are unlocked. Most iPhones are unlocked, or almost all iPhones are unlocked. So that
Because it might be easier
usually
to
should
translate
allow. Well, it's iffy though because Verizon CDMA. It's not GSM, so it doesn't follow the
Right.
global standards. So you might need to buy a cheap
I have a
little
laptop
phone.
on me. I can
Depending on. Hopefully you can go to a store and they can help.
Yeah, many American phones they only work in America because they are locked. And it's just companies just want to get more money from you. So most of the world have unlocked phones where you can use different SIM cards, different providers, but in America it's a little more difficult sometimes. So you might have some issues with that.
Yeah.
But that's another one of those things where once you meet your boss or the people you're working with just ask them about it.
Yeah.
Like,
See, they are
CIE should
local
help
and
you.
they will help you and they will know where to go and what to do.
Yeah. Is CIEE helping you? Do they have somebody who can answer questions also? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I think they offer me some questions.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. That's okay.
That's good, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, even of us, like I got my cards here. If you want to take one and like, you can contact us
Definitely, yeah.
anytime.
It's nice.
I don't know about them. I don't want to speak on their behalf.
Yeah.
Call at 1 a.m. Michelle, I'm in the Grand Canyon. Stop. I can't get back out.
In the Grand Canyon.
In the Grand Canyon.
Might not be able to help with that, but most many other things.
But you can call 911 for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a good example of a 911 call.
Yeah, in
Oh, yeah.
America, the emergency number for fire department, police, if you need help, 911.
Everything.
Everywhere you go.
Everything.
Yeah,
Just 911.
Ii-san, Ii-jo, Ii-chi.
I have no idea.
117.
E for police. Right?
Yeah, all of those are 911.
Yeah, in America, 911.
They're all the same,
everything.
so that's easy.
Yeah.
Okay,
In
guys, but
emergency.
when you call 911, that would be a situation emergency, right?
Yeah.
Very
I think
serious.
people there will be very nervous. Can anyone help out? You know how people usually say like in 911, and what are you supposed to say? Like
The
when you
problem.
call, yeah.
The problem, where you are, and yeah, what you need.
What you need, yeah.
Okay.
So if you were trapped in the Grand Canyon, that will not happen, don't worry. You would say, help, I'm at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Please send help.
Will you get fined?
Don't worry, that won't happen.
If it's a call in, it's not an emergency.
Yeah. Will you have to pay money
I don't think
if you
so.
waste their time?
No, only if you're making a bogus call.
Okay.
Like if you are purposely trying to call 911 to trick them,
Yeah.
then you will get fined. But if, like, let's say you got into an accident, but another cop comes by, then you will not get in trouble.
What if an ambulance is dispatched and then you say, oh, we don't need it? Well, they don't
Well,
charge.
you have to pay for an ambulance ride.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you can deny.
You can deny an ambulance ride if you're sober, only.
Oh.
You have to be of sound mind.
Ambulance? Do you know what an ambulance is? Ambulances in the United States are extremely, extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So I
is
don't
the
know
hospital.
what your financial situation is, and I'm not trying to scare you because I personally know that when I was in college, I didn't have a lot of money, and if I could, I would deny ambulance service because it's really expensive. But if you
Yeah.
really need it, then do take it. Yeah. But it's really expensive.
CIE might give. will
You
they
have
give
some
you
sort of
insurance?
I think you get all the insurance, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But even
Would
with
it
insurance,
cover?
With insurance, it's so
Even with it, yeah.
depending on the kind of plan you have.
because
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a cold or the flu, don't go to the hospital, like just for that, unless it's like really serious.
That's a good thing. Like Taiwanese people you go to the doctor pretty frequently.
Yeah.
I think it's not like that in the U.S. You can't afford it.
Yeah, and go to hospital, not clinic here.
Yeah, so maybe you can go to a pharmacy. So in the
Yeah.
US, we have pharmacies that can have a clinic, maybe you can go and somebody can see you and it's a lot cheaper.
or over the counter, like
Yeah.
NyQuil,
Get
Dayquil.
medicine, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't just go to the hospital easily. You have to, try to take care of yourself before you go to.
Like, I'll give an example. I went to the emergency room because I was having an allergic reaction. 过敏. I went to the hospital. I came back, my bill was $500
With insurance.
with insurance.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's,
And then here it's 300 NTD
yeah.
with insurance.
Well, there is a related to allergies. 过敏，如果你有随便的过敏的问题，any allergic problem, sometimes you can just take one medicine called Benadryl. Yeah, it's an antihistamine. It's a special drug for many. If you get a bee sting or something, it's good to take. It makes you a little sleepy.
Don't they have that here?
They have antihistamines, yeah, but I don't know if they know about like.
I think
it's a thing.
the over-the-counter stuff is not as there's not as much of it here than there is in
Oh,
the
sure.
United States.
Right.
如果你在美国生病的时候，最好就是去我们有 something called drug stores， 就是直接翻译就是药店，可是不是药店，是一个算是便利店吧。然后在里面有很多不同种药，比如说头痛啊，如果你的大姨妈来的时候也有那种药，发烧、感冒、过敏、睡不着、不舒服，什么都有。
肚子
So like 上网查一查，然后看一下有没有我们叫 over the counter OTC。
Which
Yeah.
means that you can just buy it in the store.
Yeah.
You don't need a prescription.
You don't need a
Don't need a
doctor.
doctor.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah, no, hospitals are expensive. Avoid them unless it's serious, and then definitely do it.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, don't die.
Don't die.
Okay. We went from internet to hospitals. What was another one of the questions on the papers? There was one more, right?
About what?
About America. There was one more.
Do Americans
No,
like
that's it.
Asians?
Oh yeah, do Americans like Asians?
I think so.
Better than most minorities in general. Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe you've heard on the news about like some problems in the U.S. about race, about like black people, white people fighting, police officers shooting people. I don't want to speak too much for this. Maybe like Anna has something to say, but like in general, like Asians don't have as much trouble. It's not as much an issue in that way.
Sometimes you'll get a comment here and there about your race, but no one will blatantly say it to your face. Some, I'm speaking for myself. I can't speak for all Asians, but we tend to, I think in like